at the same time. Put you on Dateline, running cross state line. I take a blunt to the face, then I spray rhymes. Fuck the feds and them petty ass state crimes. I'm blowing trees overseas where you can't climb. I'm out the window serving niggas like Mickey D's. Got a girl at the party wanna hit her knees. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. Yeah, I'm with a couple bitches sipping on some Hennessy. Riding with my dogs, fam, they be getting to me. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. For the people that live up, try and live beautiful. This was for you. They'll never take me alive, I'm getting high, blowing kush blunts, busting at niggas and lead the feds on the witch hunt. Realest nigga walking, so I be who your bitch want. Niggas getting money over here, bitch, pick one. I hope the 7 and 11 good to a nigga. I'm hitting naturals on these fools, real hood nigga. I got whatever on that Nina, bet she come back. I bet it all on that bitch, run it right back. I keep my hoes dipping hydraulics, front and back. And if your money low, nigga, I might run a sack. A little something, get you high in the meanwhile. I'm hustling, stacking paper, watching green pile. Stressing, hoping I don't have to see that green mile. Protecting mine so that 9 blow your brains out. Young nigga running wild, never taught the game. That's why the game changed, probably never be the same. But I'ma keep getting money till I exhale. I got whatever and I only use the best scales. Bust sales to a few select clientele. I'm at the exchange, nigga, like the buy and sell. I got my window down, music bumping, doing 90. I'm swerving through the traffic, state boys right behind me. I'm from the city where the niggas and the bitches grimy. I keep them hollers you can swallow if you ever try me. I'm out the window serving niggas like Mickey D's. Got a girl at the party wanna hit her knees. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. Yeah, I'm with a couple bitches sipping on some Hennessy. Riding with my dogs, fam, they be getting to me. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy.
We gonna run that back. We gonna run that back. Hold on, let me turn that down a little bit. I got that going. We gonna run this back today, y'all. We got D Wins. Don't know he gonna be on the show, but he's gonna be on the show today. So, yeah, tonight, man, we gonna talk about a couple things. We gonna talk about not only the Pontiac School District that just happened to have. Just so happened to have a school board meeting, and this was brought to my attention by Miss Leola Patterson. She called me directly on the phone, Miss Patterson. So we're going to talk about what's going on with the Pontiac School District. It's a couple other things I would like to talk about. It wasn't quite the State of the Union, you know what I mean? But we're going to talk about some things here. And, I happen to think that the president is doing a good job. Y'all might not like it. It's the unpopular opinion by people I know. But by people, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't think that he's not doing a good job. So I'm thinking he's doing a good job. I think, some things had to happen for things to happen. So I'm liking that. So we might talk with D Wins. We got some things. Then we're talking about the young man. We see that he had a hazing situation down there in Louisiana. He went to Southern University, and this came through the pipeline 2 or 3 days ago that I saw this, and he got punched in the chest, passed out, I guess a seizure, and he passed away. So that happened at Pledging down in Southern, and I want to talk about that. Also, I would like to so we're going to talk about the Pontiac School District, what's going on. I believe in that they, a lot of people concerned that they might close down ITA and they might merge ITA with Pontiac High School. I watched a lot. I watched a little. Well, I drove down there, basically. I drove down to City Hall. I drove down to to not City Hall, but basically City Hall and the school district is right next to each other. So I drove down there. I seen the protesters. I rode through and, had to get home or whatever. So I saw what was happening. I saw what was on people's mind and concerns. I watched the meeting. The meeting was a little choppy in the very beginning, but I watched it. I watched it. And then I saw what what people was talking about, and I guess the main concern was that the school district, may be looking to close down ITA. I got a problem with closing schools. I don't like the idea of closing schools. The city of Pontiac suffered a lot from closing schools. I remember in my day, and I understand that money is not like how it used to be. Probably, the money's not flowing through the city of Pontiac like it used to. I guess I don't know. From the knowledge that I have with it, it's just that it's a sad situation that when you start closing schools or even talking about closing schools, you have a situation, in my opinion, and it's not opinion, it's more factual. You have a situation where the culture of the city start to diminish. One school has, the curriculum might almost even be the same. The curriculum might even be the same, but the culture of the schools are different. And that's what we noticed even with, I remember when they start closing schools in Pontiac. I remember when they start closing schools. They started with a couple elementary first before they got to the high school level. I remember Franklin, right there on Franklin's Road. I used to say something else when Franklin closed, and Franklin closed on Franklin Street. And when Franklin closed, then you migrated kids from Franklin to Woodfield, which was Orchard Lake, borderline Keego Harbor and Pontiac. So you had a lot of kids going into Keego Harbor / Pontiac. Then Woodfield closed, which was up under the Pontiac School District. And I believe that closed because I think the city of Keego Harbor didn't really want a lot of kids more or less coming out this way. So I think what happened with that, from now they started merging. Then you had Jefferson, which was just the one junior high on the south side of town. You had Jefferson. From there, you had Jefferson going into being Jefferson Whittier. So those kids that should have went to Franklin and went to Woodfield, they went to Jefferson Whittier, or they went to Whittier as the elementary that was connected to Jefferson. And so they started doing, and I understand, I start seeing that they was consolidating each school. And, I start seeing the writing on the walls. Then I start seeing the situation with the murmurs or the talks about not closing one of the high schools. And it was always kind of a writing on the wall what school would be closed, and how the plan was going to go with the school closure, if who was going to combine, how it was going to combine, and it just got kind of weird with that. Let me go ahead and put this on here. It got kind of weird with that. So the school closure in the city of Pontiac, if it happens again, in my opinion, it's going to be tragic. It's going to be a bad thing to do, a real bad thing. And I know people on the Pontiac School Board. I got major love for people that's on the school board. I really do. And I worked with the school board before a little bit on video and things like that I had the opportunity. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to go ahead and work, had the opportunity to do stuff like that. But, I got to speak how I feel about the school closures, because the school closures, they really hurt they really hurt the children. And I don't think that, since Pontiac Central and Pontiac North, well, let's not even think about that. Before we even get to the high school, let's think about the junior highs. You had Washington, you had Jefferson, two major junior highs that took care of a whole side of a town. Then you had the other ones, Lincoln and Madison. So Madison is still around or whatever. I think Madison is connected, Pontiac High or whatever. But it's like when you start closing schools, I don't know if it's going to get to that. I know they said they ain't voting, or that's not really. But really consider, I'm hoping that any of the school board members that may watch this or whatever know I got major love for you. You know, really two of you that I really, really know. Miss Anisha Hanna, Dr. Anisha Hanna, President, and Kenyatta Bowman. I know her. We went to school together. And so I know these two people very, very well. Good people, great. I got nothing but love for them. And I know I don't envy them with the job that they have to do right now. It's a hard seat to sit in right now. But just looking at it from my position, you know what I mean? As far as I'm hoping that no school closures happen. I really do, because I know how I feel. And they know. They both know. And I know they're doing the best, and they're going to make the best decisions that they're going to have to make. And a lot of this situation, I'm a little bit uneducated on most of it. But from what I was able to see and gather and understand, you know, so I believe, you know, with the conviction that the parents and the students came with, you know, I believe ITA, just from my knowledge of understanding what I know from what's going on, ITA should stay its own standalone school. It's still up under the umbrella of Pontiac School District for sure, but each school has their own culture. Every time a school closes, that chips away at the culture. And I'm gonna tell you straight up how I really feel. It's like I went to Pontiac Central, right? I went to Jefferson. I went to Whitfield. These are the public schools that I went to as far as up under the Pontiac School District. I only went to Pontiac School District schools, nowhere else. But I had a sense of community with those schools. Those schools, you grow up on the side of town with those schools. That neighborhood goes to those schools. A bond and a culture is affiliated with the schools that you go to. You understand? So when you start closing, and I understand that you might have to close because of financial reasons. I get that. But when you start to close schools based on when you start to close the schools, you start to really ruin the community. And a lot of times you feel, or it looks like it's saving money, but in the long run, I don't really think you saving money, because what happens is then parents and people that's able to leave end up leaving. You wind up getting the students. You end up getting the students going to West Bloomfield School District or Auburn Hills or Waterford. And you wind up losing the head count anyway. The people that actually can leave do. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to go ahead and change the header on this post and this live. So we're going to get to it. We're just going to, I'm going to go ahead and get things, situated. We're going to go ahead and get this going, and it's going to be heated. Not heated, but it's going to be entertaining tonight. Again, I like the State of the City, or the State of the Union. I'm sorry, whatever. The State of the Union. I think it was pretty good. I think he was pretty good. Also, I like to talk about this young man that passed away. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that. If D Wins come to the crib, I got a space for him right over here. I'm going to show you right over here. This is where we got D Wins. We got the seat ready for D Wins. Right on the side right here. So we just waiting on him to show up if he shows up, which I know he is. But, yeah. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And we're going to open up the phone line so people could call in too. So, yeah. We gonna get to it.
To the face, then I spray rhymes. Fuck the feds and them petty ass state crimes. I'm blowing trees overseas where you can't climb. I'm on the window serving niggas like Mickey D's. Got a girl at the party wanna hit her knees. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. Yeah, I'm with a couple bitches sipping on some Hennessy. Riding with my dogs, fam, they be getting to me. I'm on the block with the Glock blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. Live up, try and live you, this is for you. They'll never take me alive, I'm getting high, blowing kush blunts, busting at niggas and lead the feds on the witch hunt. Realest nigga walking, so I be who your bitch want. Niggas getting money over here, bitch, pick one. I hope the 7 and 11 good to a nigga. I'm hitting naturals on these fools, real hood nigga. I got whatever on that Nina, bet she come back. I bet it all on that bitch, run it right back. I keep my hoes dipping hydraulics front and back. And if your money low, nigga, I might run a sack. A little something get you high in the meanwhile. I'm hustling, stacking paper, watching green pile. Stressing, hoping I don't have to see that green mile. Protecting mine so that 9 blow your brains out. Young nigga running wild, never taught the game. That's why the game changed, probably never be the same. But I'ma keep getting money till I exhale. I got whatever and I only use the best scales. Bust sales to a few select clientele. I'm at the exchange, nigga, like to buy and sell. I got my window down, music bumping, doing 90. I'm swerving through the traffic, state boys right behind me. I'm from the city where the niggas and the bitches grimy. I keep them hollows you can swallow if you ever try me. I'm out the window serving niggas like Mickey D's. Get a girl at the party, wanna hit her knees. I'm on the block with the Glock, blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. Yeah, I'm with a couple bitches sipping on some Hennessy. Riding with my dogs, fam, they be kin to me. I'm on the block with the Glock, blowing plenty trees. Finger on the trigger if a nigga be my enemy. They'll never take me alive, I'm getting high with my 4-5, trying to survive, cause niggas die having short lives. So I'ma ride, give me 5 on the black side. Niggas collide, that's why that's
All right, we back. So the first, line of business tonight. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. The first order of business tonight, we're gonna talk a little bit about the State of the Union. It wasn't really the State of the Union. It was addressed to the joint Congress or whatnot. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. And if you want to chime in, please feel free. It was wild. It was wild. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like in my opinion, let's go ahead and just bring this up here. You know, it was just a wild scene here, and we're gonna turn this up, and we're gonna see what happened that night, and we're gonna talk about it. And also, I want to talk about the one chick. She's what was her name? The congressman. My sister was talking about her the other day. I think she's not a great. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you who I'm talking about because I got to know who I'm talking about. I got to be right about who I'm talking about right here. Because I got text about it the other day. What's her name? She's black. She's a black lady. She's for Texas. She's a Congress lady, I think. Let me see. What's her name? Not Joy Reid, but let me see.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you.
She popular now. Jasmine Crockett. That's her name.
Nearly 100
this
executive
chick,
orders
dude.
and taken more than 400
This chick
executive
is out of. Hey, yo.
Likewise,
I think honestly, Jasmine
small
Crockett
business optimism
shouldn't
saw its
be.
single largest 1 month gain ever recorded.
She's doing too much. She's doing too much.
Jump.
She's not, in my opinion, being stately. You know what I mean? So
Members are directed to uphold
let's
and
listen.
maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir.
Throwing his ass out of there. Get out of there. It's just a bunch of disruption for nothing.
Continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum. The chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order.
Get him out of there.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
I think they did the right thing. I do. Now, I think, honestly, in my opinion, a lot of people was mad that my man got thrown out of the chambers. But what do you expect to happen?
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have
So,
signed
quite
over
honestly,
100
quite
executive
honestly,
orders and
I
taken
think,
more
you know
than
what I mean, that was
400
just, I think the
executive
Democrats
actions
is
a record
honestly, in my
to
opinion,
restore common sense, safety, optimism,
they lacking
and
leadership.
wealth all across
All of them are
our
looking
wonderful
bad,
land.
and the
people
Democrats
elected me to
themselves,
do
they
the
know that
job,
they're looking
and I'm doing
bad.
it.
I'm seeing a lot of TikTok videos. I don't see a lot of leadership within the party. I see a lot of division within the party of the Democrats, and I see
Optimism, so its single largest
immaturity
one-month gain
and
ever
opposition. Instead of,
recorded.
you know, it's one thing, in my opinion, to be, it's one thing to be, you know,
Members are directed
against,
to uphold
but
and
you
maintain
against because you're
decorum
fighting
in
for
the
something
House
that's
and
of
to
a greater
cease any
good.
further
But it seems like that
disruptions.
it's just being
That's your
an
warning.
opposition just to be an opposition, to fight just to fight each other, just to go after each other, just to go after each other, and it's not
Members are
really.
engaging in willful and
It's not
continuing
really
breach
even
of
being
decorum,
conducive at
and the
this
chair
point.
is prepared to
Everything that the
direct
man is
sergeant
doing,
at
they
arms
shooting
to
down.
restore order
I'm
to the joint
I'm
session.
all. Do I like even what's happening with the tariffs and people? You know, I sit and I listen to a lot of this stuff, and I honestly just sit back and I listen, and even when people post stuff, I watch, I think, I look it up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think the tariffs is a good thing. It's better now to do something like that with the tariffs than later. And I'm with him with the
Mr. Green,
tariffs
take your
because
seat.
honestly, in opinion,
your seat, sir.
all he doing is, okay,
Take your
if
seat.
Canada is charging us this, we're going to charge them the same. They reciprocal
All
taxes or
members continue to
reciprocal
engage in
tariffs.
willful
If
and
India
concerted
is
disruption of proper decorum, the
serving
chair
us
now
this
directs the
amount of
sergeant
tariff,
at arms to restore
then
order.
we're going to give them a reciprocal. You know, and in a lot of ways, the United States products or whatever is made in, there's no way that the United States should even be getting cars from different nations. We shouldn't be getting no cars from Mexico. We shouldn't be getting no cars from Canada. We make cars here. Why would we do something like that? It's crazy in my opinion. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that, you know, what's happening is a good thing. You kind of got to shake it up, and it's going to get tight before, you know,
Members are
you have to.
directed
You have to. I mean,
uphold
because
and
if you don't do
maintain
it, you're
decorum
going to
in the
lose
House.
more American
Mr.
jobs.
President, you continue.
Thank you.
Manufacturing jobs, good paying jobs that
Over
me
the
and
past
you were
6
raised on
weeks,
from
I
our
have
parents.
signed nearly
Right
100
now, as you
executive
see,
orders
those
and
jobs
taken
don't
more
even
than
exist anymore,
400
what we
executive
had with our
actions a
parents.
record
So
to restore common sense,
that's one thing,
safety,
man, I say at the end of the
optimism,
day.
and wealth.
I think that we need to think about when we talking or because all I'm seeing is negative posts every day. And then there be people lying, don't even know what they talking about, putting stuff out. So this next thing I really want to talk about, for real, is this Jasmine Crockett. She's a mess. The way that she act. The way that she talks. And she's supposed to be a representative. And she acts like, you know what I mean, like she's doing a favor or making herself look good by, you know, by the way that she talks or by the way that she carries herself. I don't think that she's doing herself a service. And quite honestly, when it's next time for her to be reelected, I don't think she's going to get it. I don't think she's going to get it. Just by the way, just let's pull up some stuff and how she talks. Let me see here. I just really I don't know what's going on with the Democrats. I really don't. And it's like they picking pit bulls right now. You know what I mean? Somebody that can fight for a cause, but they really don't have a big leg to stand on right now. You know, so I really don't know. I don't even know if I should pull or pick her up on here. But let's go on to the next subject. I'm gonna try to wait for D Wins. I'm really trying to wait for him before I deep dive in, because those are topics I want to talk to him about. But we're going to get back to the Pontiac school district, and then we're going to get into the hazing. No, matter of fact, we're going to get into that now. We're going to get into what happened with the young man in Southern University who was pledging for a fraternity. He had an issue during the process. He comes to find out he had punched in the chest. He seized up and he died. Let's pull that up and let's get some news on this. Let's see what this is talking about here.
Played music all around the world is dead after an off-campus fraternity ritual. Our Ethan Tuttle starts us off today. He spoke with students about this tragic loss. Ethan.
Yeah, that's right. The Jaguar family is heartbroken today, Greg. Caleb Wilson, a member of the Human Jukebox, was in the middle of what a source tells us was a fraternity ritual off campus when he suddenly collapsed early this morning. Now, students and authorities are trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
Something like this is just out of the ordinary.
20-year-old Caleb Wilson, a student at Southern University, lost his life early this morning after collapsing during what a source told WAFB was an off-campus and unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual at a local park.
There's an autopsy that's currently ongoing. We don't have much information that we can share at this particular time, but again, this is being investigated as just a death at this time.
Wilson, a pledge for Omega Sci-Fi, was also a member of the Human Jukebox. His family says he's played his music during trips to Cuba and Europe, and once even played with Trombone Shorty. After collapsing at North Sherwood Community Park, other students rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital, where he arrived unconscious and was pronounced dead. Southern University issued a statement saying Wilson was a junior majoring in mechanical engineering at the campus and extended its condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Baton Rouge police are now waiting on the autopsy report. Once that information is available from the coroner, law enforcement will have a better understanding of what happened to Wilson. In the meantime, Southern students are in a state of sorrow.
Here it's kind of shocking because it's like you're a part of a big group. Like everybody on campus loves the Human Jukebox, even people that don't go here. So for them to lose a member of the band, I know it's going to be hard on them.
And it's not like it was, I don't know, like no gang violence or nothing. It was, it was a fraternity, so we're going to see how it play out, man. It's, outside looking in, though, like I said, it's crazy to me.
Usually you'll see more people like laughing and stuff on campus, so right now like the mood is kind of down, and I'm just hoping like whoever knew him can like get through this and like we can all come back to that common ground once everything's resolved.
Wilson's father is part of the security team for Saints owner Gail Benson. Miss Benson said today she is deeply saddened by the passing of a, quote, very bright young Southern University student. She went on to say she has a deep and personal connection to his family, with his father having worked with her for many years. Greg?
So there's new and shocking more developments is coming out about this story. Let's go ahead and see what this is about right here. Let's go ahead and play this. Because, I mean, I think this is a story that needs to be talked about and a story that needs to be saw. So let's go ahead and play this.
One is the time now. We are getting a first look at the man who's been arrested in connection to Caleb Wilson's death. Take a look here at your screen. Caleb Wilson was a Kinder native attending Southern University. Investigators have charged this man, Caleb McCrae, with 1 count of hazing and 1 count of manslaughter. Baton Rouge police plan to hold a press conference later this morning to give more details on this case that up until this point has left a lot of holes for many.
Yeah, very much so. Our Winston Reed, he's standing by with more details on the investigation, where it stands this morning, including, Winston, word that there may be more arrests here.
That's why we're learning that more charges could be added to this investigation. More people could be facing charges. At least up to 10 people could be arrested in this case. Currently, I'm standing at Tubafat Square. There was a second line held here yesterday in honor of Caleb Wilson. And right after that second line took place, we learned about the first arrest that took place in this investigation. That arrest being Caleb McCray. Investigators tell us that he is 23 years old and also is a graduate of Southern University. He's also a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Now, Wilson died last week in what investigators say may have been an Omega Psi Phi fraternity hazing incident. Wilson was allegedly punched in the chest before collapsing, and the alleged fraternity hazing incident happened at a warehouse, not a park, as originally reported by investigators. Now, according to our partners at NOLA.com, the manager of that warehouse said the businessmen who leased the property were not following his company's rules. Now, here in Treme, loved ones, again, they gathered here to second line through the street.
What's going to happen is this: that family is going to sue. that family is going to sue the fraternity. It's an incorporated fraternity, and I don't expect anybody I know to even talk about this, but they're going to sue the fraternity and they're going to get paid handsomely. But right now, litigation, believe, is going on right now within, you know, on what's going on with this. That boy shouldn't have died. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, it's stupid. You know, those types of situations where you got to go through, you know, physical torment or punishment or whatever the case may be, you know, this ain't the first incident where somebody has passed away off of this. And it's just not that fraternity, it's others, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, I can't get with somebody just pummeling me or doing something just to be a part of something. I just can't get it. I get it, you know, that, you know, this is what some people want to do, and that's okay. But as far as what, you know, I would want to do, why would I even put myself through a situation like that? This is crazy.
In remembrance of Wilson. Wilson, he was a Human Jukebox member, and he began his musical journey here in the city of New Orleans.
You know, he had a good spirit. He was gifted with the trumpet, and, you know, he had a good heart.
Now, Baton Rouge investigators will hold a press conference later this morning around 10:30. And again, up to 10 arrests could be made in this investigation. We'll learn more on this case later today. Reporting live here in Treme, Winston Reed, WWL, Louisiana.
Crazy. So there's new developments going on. Let's see. I'm just interested to see what's going on with this.
Today, as police report that they have a suspect in their jail. You're watching Louisiana First News. Authorities report 2 others are expected to be arrested in connection with this death. Louisiana First News reporter Deshaun Johnson there as police updated the public about their investigation. Deshaun, authorities claimed that Wilson was essentially hazed to death. Now, did anyone call 911 when things went south?
Well, Andre, according to police, no one called police or paramedics. The tragic circumstances leading to his death becoming much more clear today. Baton Rouge police say questions are starting to be answered on who was involved in the death of Southern student Caleb Wilson.
Detectives have interviewed over a dozen people and executed multiple search warrants to gather as much information as possible.
Baton Rouge Police Chief Thomas Morse says as of now, 23-year-old Caleb McCray turned himself in and has been charged with manslaughter and felony hazing. 2 more suspects are involved.
Last night, one of the suspects, Caleb McCray, turned himself in with his attorney and was booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. McCray has been charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter.
The original story Morris says the suspects came up with is that he passed out playing basketball at a park. They then drove him to Baton Rouge General, where he was pronounced dead. Nurses called the police. which led to a deeper investigation.
Wow.
BRPD detectives uncovered that the location reported initially was not accurate, and that the alleged incident, in fact, occurred at a warehouse.
That's crazy. So, yeah, you're right about that, Ash. I want you to go ahead and share this, dog, for real, for real. Yeah, they initially, my daughter told me today, man, that they took him somewhere else to see if he would wake up, and he didn't wake up. Then they just dropped him off at the hospital. What's going on, Black Mama? Wow.
Warehouse located at 3412 Woodcrest Drive.
Morse explains the details of what led up to the actual truth. McCrae and other Omega Psi Phi fraternity members were located at this warehouse in East Baton Rouge. According to documents, all pledges, including Wilson, were punched in the chest. Wilson was punched 4 times, causing him to collapse and have a seizure.
Caleb Wilson died as the direct result of a hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
EBR District Attorney Hiller Morris says there's a possibility all 3 suspects can be charged with the Max Groover Act, which was created in Louisiana, making hazing illegal. No pledges are being charged.
Max Groover law, which is hazing, so it incorporates not only misdemeanor hazing, act of regular hazing, but also when hazing involves a great bodily injury.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that, Ash. Yeah, they lost a lot of good time, man. Bro, I know, like, when you're in the hospital, man, moments matter. Like, seconds matter. You know what I mean? So it's like, for him to be young and to, you know, go out like that, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm upset about. I'm be straight up with you. What I'm upset about this is these are supposed to be guys that was going to be potentially his brothers. You know, and then they treat him like they didn't even care about him. That's what throws me off, you know, and I get it, you scared. But at the same time, these were people that was these your brothers, quote unquote. I don't even know how the whole thing go. But if you made it to the point of probably being online, then you were probably somebody that they were potentially thinking of you as a brother. Not just yet, but you know what I mean? Come on. And then just the respect of life. Forget that part. You know, that's harsh. That's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh. Let's go back to the
Injury or death.
Southern University President Dennis Shields says he's grateful for the work into the investigation and will continue to help give as much information as possible. Mayor President Sid Edwards also speaking, saying he's upset with the situation.
It's a sad day to use such a promising young life. And I encourage all the young people out there to make better decisions.
Morse says this is a serious situation and more information can soon be released.
This is still an active and ongoing investigation, so additional warrants and persons involved cannot be ruled out at this time.
McCrae's lawyer, Philip Robinson, is expressing condolences to the Wilson family, but he's also insisting that his client is innocent. In a statement, Robinson said, quote, involved in the death.
You know, I got to put his picture up, man. Let me go ahead and put out what you said, Mamba. You said, I'm not understanding how hazing like this instills brotherhood or sisterhood. It's a tantamount of getting jumped into a gang. You know, and like I said, bro, it's crazy because I know I got family members, I know people that's in it, a lot of good people. But I think that's where a lot of confusion come in, and I just got to be real. I'm not a person that bite my tongue. I just say how I feel. But I got love for people that's in there, in the fraternities, in the sororities. There's a lot of people that's in the community that, you know, in your community, I think, where you at, in Philly or something like that? You know, and we know a lot, but it's like when situations like this happen, you got a question to ask yourself, what's going on? And everything and any and everything has bad in it. You know what I mean? It has bad in it. But as an organization, it's like McDonald's. McDonald's have a policy for their hamburgers to be a certain way, or Target or Walmart, whatever the case may be. It's a procedure. And something like that, you know, and it's going to be a hefty it's gonna be a hefty lawsuit. I'm gonna open up the phone lines because maybe somebody want to call in on this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw this up right now. If you want to call, please do. Phone line is open. Let me make sure it's up and right and running. But you see 248-905-1128. Please call in. Please call in. Let me go ahead and make sure that I got it situated right here so when you call, it gets through. Incoming calls. Yeah, okay. So, yep, there we go. 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. Anybody want to call and, talk about this situation? There's a couple of things, like I say, more than I want to talk about. I don't want to stick on this topic too long, but if anybody from the public got something to say about this, please call 248-905-1128. It's a shame, you know what I mean, that this young guy lost his life. I hate it. It shouldn't have happened. I know it's going to be a huge lawsuit against the organization itself, and this might actually change things, you know what I mean? But let's see what the comments say. Educated gang vibes, right? Highlight. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Hold on one second. I got a FaceTime call coming in. This is my sister. Hold on. Yo. One second, people. I'm on my sister. Say hello. Say hey, everybody. Kids. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. That's my sister. She's home. She came home. Yeah, she here for a second. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. Just saying, I just know a lot of but some things like this need to, be nipped in the bud. Things like this need to change. And also I was my brother-in-law D Wins was, I set up a place for him tonight because I was gonna make sure he was gonna get on the show tonight in person. I'm gonna show you where I had a dual set up for him right there. You see that spot over there? He was supposed to be right there. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully D Wins probably can come. If he doesn't, that's fine. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, you guys. You know what I'm saying? But the number is 248-905-1128. If you would like to call and comment on that situation, you can. You know what I mean? But this is what Pontiac WYAC is all about. It's about talking about the issues at hand, comfortable as or uncomfortable as they may be. You know what I mean? It's important to talk about things like that, and then also at the same time we can, we get maybe informed a little bit, because there's a lot of things that I don't know about and that I can I can learn more about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, at the end of the day, if y'all wanna call, please do 248-905. And this is discussing not only that. Like I said, I don't want to stick just on the young man, what happened with him, but I also just want to talk about in general, some general things, what's going on around the world. You know what I'm saying? In Pontiac in particular, but not only that, I want to talk about the tariffs. I want to talk about, like I said, I think, I think the president ain't doing a bad job. And my sister, She's home. She possibly, I don't know, I might not see her tonight, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to see her tomorrow. You know, sometime when you come home, you hit the ground running, you know, so it's like you don't, you know, get a chance to see everybody. But if I don't see her today, or I will see her tomorrow, I'm pretty sure of that. But me and my sister was talking about this one young lady. And now, Black Mama, I want to get your opinion on this lady here. Jasmine Crockett. She, to me, I don't like her demeanor. You know, how she's just acting a fool. And I ain't gonna front. She is. She's being a little.
Here's the thing.
Let's see what's going on with Jasmine. Let's see what's going on with Jasmine. Miss Jasmine Crockett. Because I know, I just don't know.
No, if you have kids, you know the rule
let's see how
the last thing you want to be is cringe.
The game, but you can't fake influence.
Like
hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Must have on a beat, bro, deep boat in the back.
A little Kendrick Lamar dance.
Man down, call like Ember Lambs, tell them breathe.
Two back
ups. Boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these?
I will say that version's better than the one that Dick Durbin did. I don't know if you saw that one, but hers is better.
Okay, I'm
kidding.
write down what
kidding. I just like the thought of Dick Durbin doing his
I hope
version.
she ain't. Y'all better hope she ain't the new face of the Democratic Party.
That was too much for my brain to handle. Here's the thing, though. If you have kids, you know the rule is
if this the best that the Democratic Party got. If this it, that's it. That's what you got.
A little Kendrick Lamar dance.
Man down, call like Ember Lambs, tell them breathe.
Two back
ups. Boys to the cross, they walk around like G's.
She gonna run for president? What's she gonna do?
I will.
Hey, I'm tripping.
You know, the lack of cohesiveness on that side is why this has been the most unproductive Congress. People all over X and everything is like, well, they don't deserve anything. They're so unproductive. Let me tell you, the people that y'all keep putting in charge are the reason that we are unproductive because they don't understand how to govern. And honestly, they don't even have a will to govern. And the fact that they are allowing somebody who basically is a shadow president to come out and tell them what to do, including Donald Trump, because listen, we know that Elon, as they have touted about how they need to get rid of the immigrants. Let me be clear. Elon cannot become president of the United States because he is an immigrant who has gained U.S. citizenship later on in life. So he's not qualified to be, or he's not allowed to be under our Constitution. So instead, he decided that he was going to buy a president. And right now, he is pulling all the strings on Trump. You know, the lack of cohesiveness on that side is why this has been the most unproductive Congress. People all over X and everything is like, well, they don't deserve anything. They're so unproductive. Let me tell you, the people that y'all keep putting in charge are the reason that we are unproductive because they don't understand how to govern. And honestly, they don't even have a will to govern. And the fact that they are allowing somebody who basically is a shadow president to come out and tell them what to do, including Donald Trump, because listen, we know that Elon, as they have touted about how they need to get rid of the immigrants, let me be clear, Elon cannot become president of the United States because he is an immigrant who has gained U.S. citizenship later on in life. So he's not qualified to be, or he's not allowed to be under our Constitution. So instead, he decided that he was going to buy a president. And right now, he is pulling all the strings on Trump. You know, the lack of cohesiveness on that side is why this has been the most unproductive Congress. People all over X and everything is like, well, they don't deserve anything. They're so unproductive. Let me tell you, the people that y'all keep putting in charge are the reason that we are unproductive because they don't understand how to govern. And honestly, they don't even have a will to govern. And the fact that they are allowing somebody who basically is a shadow president to come out and tell them what to do, including Donald Trump, because listen, we know that Elon, as they have touted about how they need to get rid of the immigrants, let me be clear, Elon cannot become president of the United States because he is an immigrant who has gained U.S. citizenship later
doing in
every
life.
day. It's
So he's
nothing
not
that they
qualified to
doing is
be, or
actually
he's not
working.
allowed to be under our Constitution. So
Nothing.
instead, he
And
decided
if
that he
it
was going to
was,
buy a
I'd give it
president,
to him.
and
Like,
right
if they
now
was
he
doing
is
something to
pulling
press
all the
the needle,
strings
push the needle
on
that make
Trump.
things better.
You know, the lack of
Yeah,
cohesiveness
but at
on
this
that
point in
side
time,
is why
even the
this has been the
Democrats,
most
even the big
unproductive Congress.
Democrats, even the
People
people
all
that
over
had-
X and
they
everything is
saying
like, well,
like,
they
yo,
don't
or had
deserve anything.
influence,
They're
look-
so
they
unproductive.
looking silly
Let me
right
tell
now.
you, the people that y'all keep putting in charge are the reason
clip is
that
over
we are
talking?
unproductive, because they don't understand how to govern, and honestly, they don't even have a will to govern. And the fact.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mamba. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you. But yeah, absolutely. I don't see like you said, I don't see no righteous energy. But yeah, my man, who you was talking about, Hakeem Jeffries, he's not good either. It's like they all playing out the same playbook. Also, I liked a week or so ago when he kicked my man. Hey, look, yo, I like when my man got kicked out the Oval Office, or he got kicked out the White House. I enjoyed that. So, because here's the thing. Zelensky. Here's the thing with Zelensky, y'all. I'm going to read these comments here. Jasmine bringing energy. Trump ran off a similar energy. He won. You got to be kind of wacky a little bit. Trump was laughable until his... True. I can't argue with that a little bit too much. Let's see what she say. She tries hard to let people know that she's educated. Hey, what's going on? Akana, what's happening? She tries hard to let people know that she's educated. She talks too much to me. She is the new AOC. The new AOC. You look. I put it like this. I think, and I got the phone number. I'm gonna put the phone number up, and I would like even somebody to call and just tell me if I'm wrong about this lady. Akina, I'm glad you said something. We could use some real people desire. Yeah, but don't you feel like the Democrats are taking L's right now? I don't particularly want them to, but it seems like it's nobody coming for that party that's actually good, that can actually win down the line. It just seemed like, I want to talk about Zelensky also with Ukraine. I think Ukraine, listen, there's no way that Ukraine gonna win that war without the United States. And I'm glad, in a nutshell, that we're not gonna be supplying money to this dude to continue fighting a war because what's gonna happen is next, the United States is gonna have to put boots on the ground. All these other countries is not supplying Ukraine. I want to talk about that. All these other countries is not supplying Ukraine with the type of money and supplies that the United States is doing. We're basically financing the war with them against Russia. That can't keep happening because the next step is going to be United States soldiers on the ground. Okay, let me see. Nakia. However, and whoever is better than Trump. I couldn't imagine her, or I couldn't imagine Joe Biden winning again. If Joe Biden won again, your nephews would be on their way over to Ukraine as soldiers. For real. If the man is trying to get the war over with and done, at least a ceasefire, and people are mad that he won't supply them with no more money to be able to go ahead and continue to fight. But why should the United States continue to go ahead and supply all these things? Next is going to be foot soldiers. And then when the United States soldiers go over to Ukraine, then you're going to have a real conflict. You're going to have a real conflict. When United States soldiers get over there, because then that's going to draw in a whole different situation. I don't understand why people are so upset with that. But it's people like this woman right here, Crockett, that wants to support Ukraine in the war. It's people like that Hakeem Jeffries that want us continue to support the war in Ukraine. And I'm looking at it like this, like, why would we want to continue to be in a war with these people? Why would we want to continue to be in a war with these people? This joker is, he's not, is this the best that the Democrats have? For real. Is this the best? So at the end of the day, I think the Democrats really right now is just really being opposition just to be opposition. I think a couple of things is going right. I think I'm agreeing with a couple of things right now. Get the war stopped with between Ukraine and Russia. It's very important that happen, because it's going to continue to. Look, why should the United States be the main funder for this war? That has nothing to do with us, but ultimately will if we continue funding it. At the end of the day, this has nothing to do with us, so why is we funding it? Why are all these other nations not funding it? And why are we doing the most funding? Without the United States involvement, Ukraine is gone. All the president is really trying to say is like, look, we done funding it. We can't continue to fund the war, because ultimately, at the end of the day, the United States will be drug into it by either having foot soldiers in or an attack on the U.S. in some type of way. Let's find a way to make a deal. And I seen something the other day, and look, Ukraine was part of Russia in the first place. Let's just get it situated and correct. And that's those people's business. You know what I mean? So they're fighting amongst their own brethren right there. But why should the United States have to foot the bill? And it's ultimately going to cause a big problem for the United States. Let's try to get a deal done and stop this thing from escalating, because what's going to happen if it continue to escalate, there will be a world war. There will be a world war. So I think, what the Democrats have to offer, people like this dude, people like old girl Crockett, I don't think that's, if that's the best that the Democrats have to offer, that's not good. That's not good at all. So at the end of the day, y'all, at the end of the day, what are we doing? It's people just not liking the man not to like him. And that's what it seems like. I told my sister this. I said, if you don't like him, and if you get this $5,000 check, say you get anybody that don't like him and they get the $5,000 check, can I get that? Can I get that? Can I hold that? Can I get that off of you? I just want to know. I just want to know. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that, the savings and the cuts that's been happening are actually a good thing. And the majority of people been talking about they wanted a smaller government anyway. So, I mean, you can't have it both ways. And the majority of the country seems to like what's kind of happening right now. So I'm glad that the man came in there and handling business. I just, I know most people don't agree with me the way that, but at least he's going in there doing something. We didn't see this man almost every day. We didn't see Joe Biden at all. Never saw him. I never saw Joe Biden over the last 4 or 5 years. Never saw Joe Biden. We didn't know what he was doing. You know, and then when we found out what he was doing, it was too late to even say anything. We just passed it along. But what if Joe Biden was trying to make a deal with Ukraine and get this war stopped? How would you feel then? How would people feel? They'd be clapping and cheering. But that is Trump. People don't like it. You know what I mean? People don't, because you just do. Is it that you just don't like him, or you just don't like the policy? We got a phone call. Let's see. Hold on 1 second here. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. You got to turn me down so I won't get the feedback.
Yes, this is Akina. How are you, Sunday?
What's up, Keena? How you doing?
I'm good. When I said she's the new AOC, I was referring to, remember Alexandria Cortez?
Yeah. I had to look that up.
She was always in the press. And what offends me is anybody that's media hungry like that. She's on every radio station, news, media outlet, and I just think she's doing too much.
Do you think she's of course, I know you think that she's probably doing too much, of course, but how do you feel that she even representing black women, black people as a, you know what I mean? How do you feel? You know, she's of course educated. She wouldn't even got this far.
She is.
You know what I mean?
I would agree with that.
But overall,
I just think when you have to tout your credentials every time you say something or preface what you're saying, it's just too much for me. Like, to me, your intelligence speaks for itself. Right. And you don't necessarily have to say you're degreed every time. Right. And I know she's trying to, let white folk know that she deserves to have a seat at the table. I get the agenda behind it. I just think that it's too much.
Yeah.
So the representation on the educational level, yes, I'll give her that. She has a law degree. I'll give her that. But as far as just being out there all the time, it's a little irritating.
Let me ask you this, Akina, since you're in the education field. I haven't talked to you or seen you in a long time, so I know. Hopefully, yes. I know everything is going good. God bless, and everything's well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So you're in the education field, and we have a super educator right here. How do you feel? This is a little controversial here. I like to talk, about what's happening. So, with the cuts with Department of Education, or what's going on with that? In your opinion, how do you feel as an educator? How do you feel about the educational system here in the United States? I know we're lagging and lacking behind most or all industrialized countries. Are you still there? Hello.
You break.
Hold on 1 second. Hopefully you can. How about now? Can you hear me? I think we. Keena? Okay, I think we lost Akina. I want you to call back in a second here. I think the internet, See, the devil working overtime. Like they say, the devil working overtime. Hold on 1 second. The Wi-Fi did something here. You know what? We're going to use the other one. That Wi-Fi, for some reason, isn't turned off. Let's go ahead. I'm going to call Miss Akina back. Akina? And James, you call in next week. Come in if you want to.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Akina. I'm sorry. I think my internet.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. So I wanted to ask you, how about the educational system? How you feel about what's going on with the system as a whole? You know what I mean? As your standpoint as an educator, and where the country's going with that.
Well, I have a different perspective because I'm higher ed, so I teach at the university level. So how it's impacting us is the DEI as it relates to, we have to remove labels. So you can no longer have a diversity, equity, and inclusion office on your campus or someone that holds that actual title. As far as K-12 is concerned, reading scores are definitely down. So we have children that, and teachers, are a part of it. Parents are a part of it as well, as far as being culprits. Children no longer love to read for the sake of reading, because teachers always got a comprehension test after whatever the text students are reading.
Mm-hmm.
So students can't even enjoy reading for the sake of reading, because there's always some type of quiz or assessment attached to what they're, supposed to be reading. So we're definitely lagging behind, and the pandemic didn't help when it comes to, to reading. So if you can't read, you can't do anything. You can't do math,
Right.
You can't do science, you can't do geography, social studies, and all that. So that's definitely, we're behind when it comes to that. And then at like I said, the higher ed level, they're trying to take tenure away. So we worked all these years to become tenure faculty, and then now they're saying you can't even enjoy your tenure ship, if you will. So it's definitely different than it was in years past, and it's very disappointing. But the silver lining for me is I got 6 years, and I'm out. I don't care what they do, I'm out. So
I feel you.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I just see the educational system. I know I'm not an educator like you, but still, of course, and you still concerned about. I know you are concerned about the children's education and the status of education, or the level of education that the kids are getting, even on a basic K through 12 level, is just lacking.
Yeah, because we get those kids.
Yeah.
So if those students eventually go to college, we get those students. We get to see where they're lagging and where they are, falling behind. So even though I'm not at K-12 level anymore, I still see the effects, because these are students that potentially, show up in college classrooms.
Right.
Now, I don't teach the undergrads anymore, so I don't have the freshman, sophomore. I teach master's level students now. So, but I still see it, because if that college student decides to go on to get a master's degree, they still end up in my classroom. I can still see that they can't write a complete sentence, or they can't perform, create a complete thought where they're actually writing a cohesive essay. So I still see it. It'll be delayed, but I still see it.
Yeah. I just wanted to get your take on that. But yeah, Keena, every now and again I come on and I touch on topics that's a little, I got different opinion than other people. But as long as you know me, you know that I say what I feel, So thank you for calling in, and maybe one day you could just
I just happened to see it on someone else's page, and I said, let me look. Hear what he's talking about. So I appreciate it.
All right, then, Keena, love you, and I'll be
talking to you soon. It could be a different opinion, and that's okay. That's what makes the world go round.
But
I appreciate you for even having a conversation.
But you know what I like? It's okay to have a different opinion. Some people be wanting to fight you. You know what I'm saying? You be fighting everybody then. You know what I mean? It's okay to have a different opinion. Everybody ain't got to think the same. Some people be thinking just because we black, we got to think the same. Yeah, we ain't got to think the same just because we black. But I'm going to let you go.
Just be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Have a different opinion. Share yours. I share mine. And we can see if we can have a meeting of the minds at some point, or just agree to disagree. And that's good, too.
Absolutely. All right, then. Well, I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay. Have a great one. And thanks again for the program.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye. So that was Miss Akina Long Benton. Helen from Pontiac, Southside, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I see James Dunbar. James, if you want the link, dude, I can send it to you. He said that makes entirely no sense if someone is trying to make a point. I don't know if that was to response of what Akina was talking about, where she said Crockett is just over the top, and I think she is. You know what I mean? I think her point is not getting taken because it's so drowned out about how she's acting with it. You know what I mean? Like doing, the memes and stuff that she's doing, or whatever the case may be. I don't know if she's really getting the point across about what she's trying to convey. I know she's smart, but a lot of times just people can't get past how she act, quote unquote. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what yep mean, dude. You want the link? Yes, I'll send it to you. So let me see here. See if James Gay want to pop on here. Let me see. And we'll send the link here. Boom, boom. Boom. All right, James. Hold on a second. You got it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's like, you know, I'm just looking at everything in the totality, you know, and I'm looking at things through a lens of like, you know, I kind of don't mind the way things are kind of going at this. Hey, bro, I got to keep these jokers in, or without this right now, I'm looking at the camera, it's blurry. Right here is a blur, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, dog. I guess in a nutshell, I kind of like the way things is kind of rolling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing nothing like obtuse or too crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, it's, you know, cutting government spending. You know, a lot of things that people were upset or mad about ain't really happened. As far as I don't know. You know what I mean? So unless I'm missing something, I'm always cool to be stood, you know, corrected. I ain't got a problem with being corrected. But yeah, like I said, it's a couple things that we was talking about tonight. A lot of what world news or the United States news, not only just that, what happened in Southern University with the young man Caleb, who passed away during hazing. We talked a little bit and touched on that tonight. Also, the Pontiac School District, Miss Patterson called me personally. Miss Patterson called me personally like 3 or 4 days ago, and she like, you know what's going on with the school district. You should do a show and talk about it. And I really did. I knew what was, but I didn't know particularly what the main thing was, and I didn't know that ITA was looking to be closed. I didn't know. So, you know, I started looking into that or slated to be closed. Like I said, if I don't know the whole gist of the story, you know what I mean? I'm looking to be still corrected. That's why I got a phone number up. Anybody want to call, they can call. And, you know, let us know or let me know what the main thing is. But from my understanding, people were concerned that ITA, Technical Academy in Pontiac, right next to City Hall, was looking to be closed, I think. And then, you know, we had students, we had students and hold on one second. We had students and parents go down to the school board meeting and voicing their concerns on the school closing. So Ms. Patterson called me and asked me to talk about that. Like I told Ms. Patterson, I don't know everything about it. You know what I'm saying? But I just talk about it. What's going on, dog? Hold on one second. Let me turn you up. Can you hear me?
What up, though? Yeah, I can hear you for sure.
Yeah. So Ms. Patterson called, and it's a couple things that I was talking about, what you just heard, and I was talking about, but Ms. Patterson called and told me to call me personally. I didn't know she had my number, but I was like, hey, she called, I got to answer, and I got to listen to her. But she was just talking about how, you know, people was outraged about ITA probably closing. And I watched some of the meeting and how, like, a lot of the parents and the students, man, it sounded like some of the students was scared to go to Pontiac High. They was like on the tip where, like, yo, if we got to go to Pontiac High, they closed down ITA and we got to go to Pontiac High, we leaving. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, it was like, wow, like, you know.
I'm not even familiar with it, so I can't speak on it.
Man, no, well, in a nutshell, basically, ITA, which is WHRC, right behind City Hall. It's a technical, I mean, I guess it's a different type of school, man, but, you know, it's, you know.
So it's supposed to be like a CAS Tech for Detroit or?
I think somewhat on that level, dog, or, you know, they trying to make it be that, you know, and then I guess the city of Pontiac, not the city of Pontiac, the school district I'm not for sure. It's been rumored or talked about that they're supposed to be closing ITA and doing another school merger where they're going to take them students and put them over into Pontiac High. And the students and the faculty and the parents don't want to do that because, you know, the reputation of Pontiac High is gangs, fight. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so a lot of people was protesting that, man, and was upset about that. And I don't know if, you know, I really don't know, you know, what's the gist of it, you know, if that's going to happen or not. I just know when they start merging, closing schools and merging shit, man, it don't seem like it work out too, it don't seem like it work out too good when you start closing too many schools. I already know it's a financial situation.
Right.
That's why
Yeah,
they're
well, they
doing
got the power. They definitely got the power to change that because if them queers say they not going in, it is what it is, what they going to do. Because in high school, your kid don't even have to go to school. You can set it up that your kid, if you got, I don't know if you can do it with freshmen, but I know really my son didn't even have to go to school. Like he could have did online class. He could have chose to do a couple different things.
Well, some people said they was on homeschool or lead a district, period. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so that is what it is, dog. But yeah, so I mentioned that and talked about that earlier, man. Then I talked about the young man. Did you see about the hazing incident?
What the little police dude?
The dude that was in Southern in Louisiana. He was in the band. He was pledging a fraternity and he passed away. He got
Oh, yeah, I don't know about it, but yeah, that's real unfortunate.
yeah. So I mentioned and talked about that for a minute, got a little commentary, man, and then I'm just talking about the Democrats, dog. I know those your folks. I know those your peeps.
Nah, that ain't my folks. You got it twisted. There
Yeah,
you go, giving
losing
out bad
bad. You're looking
information.
bad. You're looking like the Detroit Tigers like a couple of years ago. The losing team. What's up?
Yeah, I'm not Democrat nor Republican, man. I'm more for the greater good. I could care less about a Democrat or a Republican, to be honest.
Well,
But to speak on what I don't remember what the lady name was.
Akina.
Kina. The point is, man, is like as far as like what you like. You know what I'm saying? And where how Trump and them they do stuff and you kind of like that shit. And because it's just out there, but most people be like Democrats is weak ass people. They don't do this, they don't do that. Now this lady finally decides to step into the limelight, take all the heat, speak how she really feel. Nothing more than what not nan Republican is doing, and it's a problem. And my point is, if you want to get a point across, you talk about it all the time. It doesn't make any sense for it. Well, what she said was a personal opinion, so it wasn't offensive to me. But for the fact of getting information out and letting people know, one of the most important things when she started speaking, the biggest problem going on was DEI. So the way that she spoke was the way that the world been inhaling and taking any and everything. She speaks more freely every day. And that's what you have to do in this time, in this point in time, to get anything across. You can't take nothing from her. At this point, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? She's an all-star regardless. But I feel like yet and still, it's sad that women can make it to a certain level in life, especially black women. And the first people that's going to talk about her is black women. You know what I mean? Whether they do it intentionally or not, it doesn't matter. That's just like saying, for instance, uh, let me just think of some whole shit. You got your drone license. And let's say that I'm a little proud of you that you got it, but at the same time, I don't have mine. So in the back of my head, I have a little bit of envy about that. So when I speak on, I'll be like, yeah, Sante got his little drone license. It doesn't make the license no smaller or least just
Or
because I
valid.
said it that way. You know what I mean? But it's the fact of we were born and bred to have that envy in us. You know what I mean? So, like I said before, a lot of people have a better way to put it, bullshit thoughts in their head. And that don't make them a bad person because it's human nature. What makes them a bad person is when the thought comes to their head and they actually let it out their mouth. You get what I'm saying? So let's say you arguing with your wife. You're like, I can't stand, I hate her. And you say that in your head, but it was just a brash thought. But when you open up your mouth and say that to her, that's what make you a broad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Within the situation.
I mean, I got wind of who Jasmine was probably like really election time. I didn't know. I mean, because she in Texas or represent Texas, so I didn't really know who she was. You know, it
Uh-huh.
seemed like she started to bust onto the national scene around election time this cycle. But and I thought she was cool. You know what I mean? Like I start seeing more and more and more of her, and I'm like I'm paying attention. You know what I mean? And she was just a little bit more calmer with her demeanor, but it seemed like lately, you know what I mean? It just seemed like she's just going above and beyond. It's like she's been ordained. Just from my opinion, it's like she's been ordained to be the pit bull. In so I say, for lack of better words, the pit bull.
Right.
Like
That's
she's
what I
like
was about to say the same thing.
you know what I'm saying? Like she's like the pit. Like she's been anointed the one that
Yeah.
the battery done been put in her back to go ahead and be the one that's saying all the stuff that the other party members or the people want to say. And because she's a
Right.
black woman, you know what I mean? A lot of times she can get that. She got that sass charisma. It can happen. But
Right.
how does it make her look though? Is it really profiting her to be as
Right. Okay. Well, this is the thing, Sante. What if it was another 12 of her? What if it was 12 black women doing the exact same thing she doing? Would she get the same attention? But it's really not because she's in a job that black women don't even really get a chance to be into. Like it's like she made it to the league. And that's the thing, and that's what I hate about politics is the fact of people education on politics. Her getting into where she is like getting into the NBA or getting into the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But people overlook that fact just because, now and then people get used to it. I hope she never and I hope she gets brasher and she speaks how she want to. Because people get used to you speaking the same way and it's just, oh, that's Jasmine. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's Sante. Oh, he do videos. That's the video dude. You know what I mean? If you don't do anything to amp your business up or make it better, even though she's serving the people, she still has dual jobs. She has to be a personality and she has to serve the people. Now the thing is when somebody get pissed off, when somebody is telling the truth, you can't fact check. And this is what I like about her. You can't fact check anything that she said, and that shit is gonna be accurate. All the other shit that was said, every fucking thing that Doge put out was a lie. All the money they saved was a lie. And it's factual. And this is the thing. Anything that has anything to do with that office is public knowledge. So I don't even know why Doge put that shit out saying they made all of these savings and then it got fact checked by everybody and not nan shit on there was true. You get what I'm saying? So when you got somebody that's out here telling the truth, what is it? It's called a something effect, a tenant. I'm not even gonna state it because I know I'm not gonna say it accurately. But all you have to do, they have made it so that when we speak the truth, for some reason, it doesn't register with black folks. You know what I mean? So let's say for another thing, when Elon first popped out there and started talking about the Social Security, which I don't when you stated that, you don't see nothing going wrong, you know what I'm saying, that blew me. But just because, all my grandparents, mother and father is dead, I got so many friends that still has mothers and fathers and grandparents. That money is about to get cut. My uncle is a vet. That shit about to get cut. This clown talking about it was people getting paid from Social Security that's 150 years old. And you want to know the first person that told me he was ignorant, and it didn't have nothing to do with hitting TV or nothing. My friend is a medical biller. She said coding don't work that way, James. What's happening is they have a default coding, and the default coding goes back to 1986 automatically, which would make it to that age. I said, damn, for real? Because it wasn't something I knew. I ain't gonna act like I knew that shit. And she was 100% right. So when he said that money, he put it out there, and people are so willing to believe what he said because he's rich that it doesn't matter. But I can be your brother or sister, and I can tell you some factual shit that's right there in front of your face. I could put it right there, and black folk won't believe it. That's what fucks me up, bro.
Right. Well, I feel you, not, and I hear everything what you saying. I see what Ash said. She's the new face, like it or not. Yeah, I believe she is. She is the new face. Talking about Crockett. Yeah, like it or not. I don't think I don't. I'm glad I don't have to like it, because I mean, I don't know if that's a good. Me personally, in my opinion, if that's if that's the best look you can have, I don't know if that's the best
But your
option right
president
now.
magnifies that by 1,000. The person that you support magnifies that by 1,000. That's how he got elected in office. So how you get people to listen if that's the way things are going?
Yeah, I mean, far as I'm looking at, her, I think she's smart. I think she's brilliant, because you can't even get to where she's at. And that's what I was telling Nakina. You can't even get to where she's at without being, you know what I mean? She has an uphill struggle. Like you said, there's not too many people, congressional leaders or congressional people at all that's black, number one, and then a woman, number two. So that's hard to do, you know what I mean? In the state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's still the South. People don't even think of Texas as the South, really, for real, but it is. So I mean, for her to get that, yeah, she's. But I mean, I just don't, yeah, she's the voice, like it or not. I don't know if that's the best, if that's what the best the Democrats have to offer. I
It's
know
just
you
a
said you're not a
personal
Democrat.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a personal opinion. But like I said, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. People say Democrats is too quiet. They don't do this, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? As a black woman, bro, she can't win as far as the general public with specific people. In my heart, she winning, because if she was just on here trying to win, like they posted how much money she make. They like, oh, you should have stayed quiet, and they posted how much money she make. What the fuck did that got to do with the price of tea in China? The lady working and she make her money, however she make it, and whatever she make, that's her business. She not stealing it. Now try to find a point or a place where she's stealing the money. But the top 90 percentile of people that he done put in place is stealing money right in front of your face, including Elon Musk. But it's not a problem.
So is there's nothing that you feel like, everything that the man has did, or everything that he done put out there has been like more or less lie. Like everything that Doge has, the Department of Government
90%. 90% of it. 90% of it.
So you don't feel like, okay, 90%. So I mean, 90% is a lie. That's a hell of a number, D. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's that. I don't know, bruh. Come on now. When Rome do as Rome is Trump.
Okay, if you have you actually checked out like, I'm not going to debate it, because I'll let you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you really care about it, instead of just, you know what I'm saying, talking about it, but if you get that first list that he put out, you can go check it. You can fact check that, because it's public knowledge. Everything that is stated or going to, that's all public knowledge that can be found. Well, all of those contracts that he said that he canceled, none of that shit was true.
Well, let me ask you about I done seen you post up about the war, what's going on with Ukraine, and also the tariffs. I know the tariffs was one of the things that we talked about last year, like November, December.
Yeah, I knew
first, but first Ukraine. Whoa, snap! So first Ukraine. What do you feel about, what happened there? Me personally.
Let me put it in a form. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, me personally, I think it was a good thing that it's trying to end this war. You know what I'm saying? However way you cut the pie. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good thing. No matter, I mean, because Ukraine can't win the war without U.S. involvement. There's no, I don't care. We just giving too much to them to continue this war. We can't do it.
Okay, now that's it, and that's where I have to come in right there because all the monies and everything that the U.S. is giving them, they deserve it and more.
Why?
And I'll explain to you
so
why.
they deserve our tax
Hold on, let
dollars
me
to continue
explain
the
to you
war.
why.
I'm
Let
listening.
me explain why.
Yeah, let's go,
bro. If I come to your house right now, I don't know how many firearms you got. I say, Sante, give me all your guns. I'm gonna protect you. You're gonna be like, Scoob, you crazy. I'm not giving you my guns. I say, Sante, I got your back. Give me all your guns. For some weird, stupid reason, you give me all your guns. And now the next door neighbors and them coming over there to try to whoop your ass every day. And you say, you got my back. Hey, you up? I say, nah, I'm straight. Let me just throw you a couple dollars. That's what happened. December 5th.
I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? December 4th, December 5th. That shit happened 1986, I believe it was. Where that's where they came together and told Ukraine, look, give us the missiles. They had the third largest missile occupation in the world. And they let them motherfuckers talk them into saying, you don't need nuclear bombs. So the Ukraine gave up their shit. So the fact that people say that without knowing what really happened is fucked up. So you can't say that when these people gave them their nukes. Secondly, if
so the United States
Putin,
is our responsibility because they gave
yeah,
they gave
because
their
we
nukes back,
signed it.
but they gave their nukes to Russia.
Bro,
they gave them to Russia. They didn't give them to us.
No. See,
they did.
there you go.
They transferred their weapons to Russia.
Okay, the point of the
what
point
they
of
got
the
to
matter,
do with us giving them money to keep fighting? What they
see,
got to do
because
with us?
because you stating something that you don't know, sir.
How
if
you telling me? How you telling me? How you telling me I don't know and I know just much as more than you? You can't. No, James. You can't get on here and talk about you don't know just because you think you know. What I'm telling you is
because you cut me off and didn't let me finish.
You got a habit of telling people. You got a habit of telling people you don't know. I'm telling you right here what it says. Ukraine agreed to transfer these weapons to Russia for dismantling and become a party of a treaty that they did with them. What that got to do with the United States? Now don't just
read that part, Sante. Read who signed that. What country signed that?
Russia, the United States, the United Kingdom, Ukraine, and then let's see who else. So not just us or United States.
And we not the only ones helping. Now, why did they sign it, Sante Sagon? I'm gonna let you explain it for me. Go ahead. Why did they sign that? Because you know more than me.
No, I'm not saying I do, but you saying people don't know nothing. You can't.
But you saying that they don't deserve. So you saying they gave up their weapons? Why did they give up their weapons, sir? What was the point of it?
Well, it say they agreed to transfer these weapons to Russia for dismantlement because the party treaty. I guess it was a treaty.
It's a treaty, exactly. Now, what is a treaty, Sante?
It's a party in between 2 or 3 or more countries. So what is the treaty though? It could be a treaty for a lot of different things. So I mean, is it a peace treaty? Is it a treaty?
Yes, they were never supposed to invade them. When you sign a treaty with a country, bro, that treaty protects you. That's supposed to be your protection.
So why does the United States has to why does the United States have to go ahead from now on continue to protect them though? You know what I'm saying? Like
you just said it.
No, that's not
the treaty.
But
okay, because you're going to see now. This is the thing. You're going to take it how you want to instead of how a treaty works.
But did the United States break the treaty?
No, Russia broke the treaty.
So what they got to? So we got to continue to.
Yes, because
No,
that's the treaty, bro.
no.
If I have a treaty with you and I tell you that I'm going to protect you, it's my job to protect you to the end.
So what if your son or my sons get, you know what, since we got to be the forefront of this war because Ukraine loses without the United States involvement. So if the next thing is, you know what, they want to continue fighting, United States has to go ahead and keep backing them. And then what if, because they ain't got no soldiers, they about done, they grabbing people off the streets to fight. So what if it come down to it, like, you know what, they need boots on the ground because that's next. So and then Nas, Sante, Lil James, and his friends gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So do you want your son to go fight another man's war for
No,
Ukraine?
no. But they have to. But if they had to, they had to. But the point
Okay.
is it shouldn't have got to that point because
No, it
if
shouldn't.
the
It
United
shouldn't.
States would have ever stepped in how they really was supposed to, they really was on some bullshit. If they would have stepped in how they supposed to, it wouldn't have happened. But you didn't let me finish my statement.
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to
I'm
let you
quiet.
get
I'm
that.
quiet. I'm
Let you
quiet.
get that out of there.
I'm quiet.
Now, next you have the uh the Geneva Convention. So it's just not the treaty. You got the Geneva Convention as well. That if Russia, because all of these countries got free from Russia during those times, he wants all of those motherfuckers back. Now, if he steps one foot in Poland, that war that you're talking about is inevitable. You can't stop it. If they put if a toenail hit Poland, it's a war. It's World War III. You know what I mean? Because of the Geneva Convention. So that's the whole point. The thing is what I don't understand is like how you just try to, say that to me as a man is that when you're dealing with countries and you're dealing with treaties are serious business, bro. It's just not a word.
Now,
It's
when it
just
comes,
not a word.
and the reason why I don't believe that Putin wouldn't even touch NATO, I'm touch Poland is because they're part of NATO. Ukraine is not a part of NATO. Poland, if they mess and go to Poland and touch Poland, then the United States has to get involved because Poland is part of NATO, which is the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and a lot of other European countries. Ukraine is not a part of NATO, or NATO won't even accept Ukraine as part of NATO. So it's like, and the reason why they don't want to, that's whatever their reasons may be, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I know I got limited knowledge on what's really kind of going on in that part of the world. I'm not versed, and I'm not going to say I know everything about it. But I know it's a common sense thing, not for the United States citizen taxpayer to keep footing the bill for United States involvement in
If
a
somebody
war that has
promised to
nothing to
do
do.
it. Okay.
No, yeah, previous administrations, just because somebody made a wrong decision, do we got to continue to we the ones that's giving the most money out of all the countries
Do you
combined,
know how that sounds?
out of all of the countries combined, out of all the countries combined, they ain't giving more than the United States is giving. That ain't even fair. That's not fair to
Yeah.
us. That's
So
not fair to you as a
so
taxpaying citizen.
so check this out. So check this out. My type. Number one, the fact that the amount of money that niggas be paying in taxes and be talking that shit about what's really being given out. That shit blow me too. But check this out. So you got an insurance company, right? When you sign up for your insurance, you sign a contract, correct?
Right.
Now, if now somebody else decide, you know what, that insurance company say, we're not paying that shit no more, which they actually doing to people right now. And you just lose your shit. So it's just cool for you to just lose your shit because you're in contract with me. So basically what you saying is contracts don't mean shit.
Look, bro, contracts change all the time. It happens. If we can go back to the table and renegotiate a contract, but that's a
Ooh.
bad contract. That's a bad contract for the United States to be put on the hook for another country's survival, especially when you're not getting nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the United States, I don't care if you pay $1 in tax or 10,000 or a million. It's still $1 that you got to spend. You know what I mean? And you got to say where your dollars go. And I just believe that the United States involvement with this war honestly put the United States more in a bad position because the next step is actually putting boots on the ground, dog.
Yeah. So look it. Let me
not
ask
what
you.
you don't want that, and I don't want that. You know that, bro.
Right. So let me ask you another question. Let me flip it. Let me ask you the question. So if we got rid of some of those contracts and it would cover all of that, just the contract for the cyber trucks. You know what I mean? How do you feel about Elon Musk getting all those contracts? Just let's just say I'm only gonna speak on one specific thing. Just the contract for the cyber trucks. You think that's necessary?
Well, tell me what the I don't know what the Cybertruck contract is for. What is he getting and how why did he get a contract for the
Well,
Cybertruck? I
he
didn't
has several contracts, and right now, the way everything is set up, he's able to write his own damn checks pretty much. You know what I mean? So let me. I don't know I don't know the exact.
yeah, I don't know really about the Elon getting a contract for the I know he got, from what I understand, the little bit that I know. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I get pieces and bits and try to put it together and try to spend some time on it if it interests me. But as far as I know of the contract that he got, it was because of, what was it, Cyberlink, or it was some type of internet, Starlink. That's what it was, Starlink. So I think, I don't know if that's the same thing that you was talking about, but I know he got a contract as far as Starlink. I know that Elon's company, Tesla, or X, or whatever it is, Star X or whatever, is helping or doing a lot with NASA. NASA is using a lot of the equipment or technology that Elon has. So those are the only things I kind of know about. I don't know about the truck, but I did hear about the Starlink or something like that where NASA is working. They working together. Hold on, where you at, dog? Hold on.
Out of there.
Okay, there you go. So that's what I
Oh, there
heard.
you go.
Okay, that's what I heard. I don't know about the Cybertruck. I'm pretty sure you probably know more about that than me. But so you saying, what if they took the contract away from Elon and then said, that money we'd just go ahead and throw and give it to Ukraine?
Yeah, because it's billions of dollars. You got to look at the dollar amounts. I think Elon Musk is making like $8 million a day off the American government. Now these is ridiculous numbers.
But if
But you're
he's
talking about somebody trying to stop a. You're talking about somebody trying to stop a war, or somebody just trying to make money.
Well, I don't think that. No, I don't think Zelensky trying to stop. He's continuing trying to fight a war that he ain't gonna win, dog. He not gonna
No,
beat
you have
Russia,
to fight to the end. Is you gonna let some? So what you going? What you expect
dude.
them to do?
I
What
would.
you expect them to
Hey,
do?
look, and I feel Zelensky and all that, bro. But dog, if dog, Russia is gonna dog, without the United States involvement, man, it gonna steamroll those people. They ain't got no army as it is. They about to be a night. He gonna keep going until he taking the whole thing over. With the United States, I think with the whole thing with them trying to cut a deal and trying to put United States contractors there, I think for that mineral rights, whatever deal that they were trying to do, it at least will stop the fighting. It at least will stop Russia from invading, and they can make a deal on some type of thing to get this war over with. Or Ukraine ain't gonna cease to exist. Because one thing I know Donald Trump is not gonna do, he's not gonna let American citizens get into that war over there. You know what I mean? And I
He
hope he
don't care
don't.
nothing about it right now.
Yeah, I think he do. Because dog, think about it. If he didn't care, he'd be continuing giving money for them to go ahead and continue fighting this war. They never gonna win, dog, unless the United States actually bring troops over there. Ukraine can't beat, dog. The only way they can beat them, dog, is if the United States come over there and help them. And then you got a real problem. Dog, I don't want to see that, bro. I'll be honest with you. I do not want to see the United States putting no doggone troops down on that ground over there, bro.
So check it out. I got one more question for you before maybe two.
Okay.
So if this was happening in Africa, you would feel the same way.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't want my sons. I don't care what country it was over there in Africa. You know what I'm saying? If we signed up for a war, that's like Vietnam. It was during our parents' times. You know what I'm saying? They over there fighting a war that had nothing to do with us, really. And we still don't know what Vietnam was about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
We know exactly what it's about. We know exactly how long we know exactly how long the war should have been over. We know exactly how many people had got killed, and we knew exactly when they should have ended the war. They made a whole movie about it.
but we in a whole
The
different world
United
than the
States was just trying to save face. That's it. So instead of going on and look pulling out saying fuck it, we done, they tried to save face and lost hundreds of thousands of people.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Not just black men.
right. Not just black men. You're right. But I think this is another war that we definitely don't need to get in, bro. In
It's a
my
war
opinion.
that should never happen. The United States should have never let it happen. You can't be a superpower. That's like me coming in. You got beef, and I step in and say, "Bro, I got you."
But when
And
did
then
this war start?
soon as shit get heavy, I'll be like, "Oh, you on your own."
But when did this war start? Up under what administration? This war is a 3-year-old war. This didn't happen up under this guy right now. This happened up under Biden. He should have been able to relegate this and make this not happen. You know what I mean? And so you got to do what you got to do,
12
man, to get
years
some
ago,
peace.
hold on, let me go back 12 years. I think you got the math a little wrong, my brother.
Well, the war started 3 years ago. The actual fighting. That war started around 3 years ago. There was no fight. They wasn't fighting, man, until around the time that COVID, a little bit around COVID time, actually. Boots on the ground, anyway. The invasion started. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm thinking he put troops down there before then, but
So you're right. This is a war that shouldn't have happened, bro. And I'm just like, dog. At the
did
end of the
you
day,
just look up the date when they
I'm trying to, but I knew it started like 2020. I didn't know if it was 2 or 1, but this war shouldn't have started, dog. And I think Zelensky, he knows it shouldn't. I mean, and that's why he coming back to the table, bro, to try to go ahead and try to get this thing situated, dog. Because
he not coming back, bro. I'm not gonna let you say that, bro. I'm
hey,
not gonna
bro.
let you say that, bro.
All
You
right.
can't take a man. This is the thing, bro. You can't say now. You can say you feel that the war is wrong or whatever, bro. But you can't say, you know what I'm saying, that somebody's country was not supposed to be invaded.
I can't say that. I'm not over there. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. I
No,
can't.
we know it, bro. You
Right.
mentioned the treaty, Sante, so bro, you can't teeter on both sides when on the facts, bro. That's all I'm
All
saying.
I
So
know
you
for
mentioned the
certain,
treaty.
okay, all I can say for certain is that's their business. We shouldn't be over there.
No, it's not their business, bro. When you sign a treaty, it's not their business. You making it like it's my personal business here at home.
Why we
You
got to ask
voted.
the question. We got to ask the question. Why was the treaty even signed, and why did Ukraine even? Why did they not want Ukraine to even have nuclear? Just like how they didn't want Iran to
It
have
makes you a
nuclears and all that stuff.
superpower. Superpower. They only want limited superpowers. If you can protect yourself, you got Joe Osteen over there making bombs. You got his crazy ass over there making bombs at his church, talking about he gonna protect his church.
What?
He trying to make himself a superpower. Ain't this about a bitch?
Hey, crazy
You are you
dog.
trying to tell me I need to be learning how to yeah, this shit ridiculous, bro. This shit ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I
It's
feel that
crazy.
it's
It's
wrong.
crazy.
You can't give nobody your word. That's what I'm saying. And then I don't even know how somebody can even say it as being a Christian because the shit happened before in the Bible. But when something like that happened to Jesus, is different. If something happened like that to a certain specific people, it's different. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I hate about Christians is they pick and choose what they feel is right instead of right just being right.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, bro. I mean, yeah. But at the end of the day, I guess all I could say is, look, them the same people over Ukraine and Russians. Those basically the same people. They from the Soviet Union when it was the Soviet Union. It was all one. So those people got that fight amongst themselves, and I understand that whatever got going on over there, I don't fully understand the totality of it. But the United States, I know the involvement, man. The last thing I want to see is boots on the ground, because when boots hit the ground, it's gonna be and then it's gonna really be a whole nother. You can't take it back at that point.
Yeah.
So
I know the involvement.
before we even get to that point, let's try anything to cut a deal or try to get this situated. What you feel about the tariffs, man? Now that this didn't happen, dog. I know you probably got to go or whatever, but
Dog, they sick. That shit is sickening. But at the same time, you know what? That shit ain't never gonna hurt me. So all of these people that I refer to as goofies that's happy about that, that voted for that shit. I hope they still happy about it when I'm buying they shit up. I can't wait for the next 3, 4 years to go by. I'm buying up all they shit. I'm buying up all they shit. My family gonna be extra straight. I can't wait.
Well, I mean, hey, I think even with the tariffs, man, I don't see too much wrong with it, man. As far as what they call is reciprocal tax. Whatever Canada is taxing or tariff us, we tariff them.
Man, number one,
Whatever India is, then we do them. It's a reciprocal. That's
nah,
what I
we
understand.
end up paying for it at the end of the day. Now, number one, the tariffs. You know what? If they would have picked anybody except, you know what I'm saying, the tariffs was fucking useless though. But if they would have picked anybody except for Canada, if they'd have picked all of those other people, even Mexico, except for Canada, I'd have said they might have a little bit of sense. But our biggest ally, our biggest partner, you decide to fuck with for no reason, and the taxpayers pay that money. You already see it happening right now. You know what I mean? It's already about to be worse. They already removing all American shit off of their shelves, bro. This shit is gonna be a shit storm. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel because it's not hitting their home that it ain't no big deal. But they only feel that way. Within the next 6 months, oh boy, oh boy, it's gonna be a lot of broke motherfuckers.
From what
My
I mean,
medical done already changed. I don't
yeah.
know how they did it. I don't know how it was even possible. I've been going to the same doctor for years. I had 2 appointments, 4 prescriptions, and some type of way that shit end up rounding off to about $560. My copays, all this shit changed. Like I don't know how the fuck it happened,
Hmm.
but it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I know I just can't wait for these 4 years to be over with, but
Well, it,
I ain't gonna let it stop me. I'm just gonna get my money and try to build this shit up so that when all of these goof nuts lose their shit, then I'm the one that can go buy it.
well, I'm looking here on world famous Google, and it says Canada's contribution to the U.S. economy is only about 3%. So they only got 3%. They only contribute only 3% of the U.S. economy, while the U.S. contributes a third of Canada's economy. So we basically over 75% of their economy. So how is it that a entity that's only 3% of the actual U.S. economy more important? Like what's the harm in making them pay a reciprocal tariff? You know what I mean? Like if they only 3% and we're 75% of their economy,
Okay,
like if
I,
they put,
I
so I'm listening.
go ahead. You got go ahead. Finish.
So I'm
My
about to
bad.
say, I'm saying like it's a game of numbers. Like that, I ain't saying that 3% ain't a big part, and we ain't gonna feel that. But we 75% of the economy. So who gonna hurt worse? Like Canada gonna come and make a deal, dog, because they don't really have leverage, dog. Just like Mexico don't have leverage, because we really propping up these other people's economies. I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna hurt in the short term, but dog, it got to get to the point where the United States got to get back to building shit again, dog. We don't even.
Well, no, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Sante. This is the thing, bro. You don't make brass decisions. Okay, look it. Let's say you come into something and you buy it, you buy into this shit. Is you gonna shut down effigy just because you found something that's about to start making you think it's about to start making a little bit of money? If we don't even have the infrastructure yet, and that 3% that you're talking about is a ridiculous number. It's big. You're getting caught up in the 3%, not the numbers of the situation. Secondly, since we don't have the infrastructure, you know what I mean? Then we can't do these things. But the problem is y'all falling for the banana in the tailpipe. The person that's going to create the infrastructure is going to be who? Those 10 richest people in the world that's going to get richer. But the people like you and me, ain't never going to get none of that money when they finally build that infrastructure.
Do you think it's a good thing? I know where you stand on. I know where you stand on tariff. Let me. I gotta say change the battery. Okay, say you Trump. Who is this? Okay, so say you Trump. I don't know what that mean, Monique. Now, you know who that is?
Let me
Najee.
see. Okay, so
You say you Trump. I don't know who that made. I don't know what you mean by that. If you can, I don't know. But anyhow, bro. So I mean,
they talking about my fire. It's not the battery. That's another misconception that black folks have. They think that when they hear a fire smoke detector, that it's the battery. It ain't. But I tell you what it is. I tell you what it is. A lot of people don't know this informational. A
right.
lot of people don't know that smoke detectors they expire.
A word.
So my smoke detectors over here has expired. The ones that are even because they hardwired, they don't take a battery. They just take a backup battery. So
Word.
I need to call who I lease from. I actually don't told my girl to do it about 30,000 times. I had to do it myself. But I have to get new ones because they have expired. It's not actually the battery. They
It's
actually
the
do it after
expired.
10 years. Any of them after 10 years, you should change them.
Word. Hey, you just put me up on some knowledge. I ain't even know that.
Yeah, but I know now when I read it, I thought about it. Yeah, I'm like, beep, I get new. So look, this how
Hey,
pathetic, this
hey,
how
hey, let
bad
me
I
ask
am.
you, how long that been beeping though? Like a week?
Dog, them motherfuckers been beeping for about a year, so I was just
What?
getting ready to say how fucked up it is. With me being in that store, that store for almost 2 years, I didn't give a shit about what's going on. I'm just catching up with shit at my house
Oh my
to
God.
keep it a buck. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now, some type of way, my ass been waking up like clockwork at 5 in the morning, and all I'm hearing is beep, and these motherfuckers beeping. It's three of
Loud.
them.
Oh dang.
It's 8 of them total in the house. It's 3 of them that damn near. Sometimes they beep it like it drove me nuts. So yeah, tomorrow, even if I had to pay for it myself and get it back from my landlord, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them motherfuckers because I feel you. I feel you. Hearing that shit is annoying as fuck for
Like
people that's not
crickets,
new.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, hey, but let me ask you, yeah, man. I mean, I know you just got the stove taken care of. I know you working on your movie. I seen you talking about that a couple times when I'm passing through.
Mhm.
How that going, bro?
Oh man, everything is great. I got the script submitted for review by a because I wrote it myself.
Okay.
So I wanted to commission a professional to go over it first to make sure everything is in order. You know what I mean? For it to run smooth. So that's the stage that I'm in right now. I'm just waiting on the review to get done. Once she gets done reviewing the script and get it back to me, then I set up a casting call.
Okay.
Then after the casting call, no more than 2 weeks, we'll be shooting.
Now, how long that process is gonna take? You think the shooting part?
The shooting, the people I deal with, I done been in a couple of their movies. They shoot every day until it's done.
Oh, word.
So I stretch my movie. I end up stretching it out to an hour and a half. So it still shouldn't take us more than 3 weeks max, and we
Let me ask
done
you this
shooting.
question. Let me ask you this question. How much does an independent, like a good independent film, dog, like if somebody come to you for a documentary or let's say an hour and what's the typical movie? An hour, 20 minute, 45 in between that?
Normally about an hour. I mean,
Hour.
if you saying like like a little independent, normally an hour.
What do you think is a good budget for something like that, man? Like typically, like where you can get quality movie.
50,000. 50,000.
I was
You
lowballing.
don't want to be
I was
you don't
lowballing,
want
but
to.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, if you not not a big cast and you got locations or whatever, and you say you talking about high quality and you looking at about 50,000,
Mm.
I can make it happen for you for that easy as pie. But just because of who I know.
And when you pay that, and when you're doing a situation like that, you pay in increments. Like, okay, today you pay as you go. It's kind of like that with films, right?
No. You pay your majority of the time. You pay your deposit, which would be half of the amount of however much a movie is. But once you start shooting, you should be done paying for it unless you have an agreement with whatever production company or whoever you using. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're getting paid up front or whether they're getting paid off the back end. Now, if you can talk somebody and they're getting paid off the back end, then you wouldn't have to come out of that money.
Okay, all right, bet. Yeah, I was just wondering, man, because I was just always interested, more or less, how how much an independent film costs or an independent documentary
Yeah,
cost.
but I can. I
Because I
mean,
always thought like, okay, 30 G's. Now I thought that was a lot for somebody. That is a lot to
yeah,
come
you
up
can
with.
get one. You can pull it off for 30. But you saying, but if you were saying, you know what I'm saying, and when you say high quality, I'm not just referring to the cinematography. You know what I'm saying? Just them shooting it. I'm talking about getting the actors and the right directors and everything. All that matters. You can shoot it cheaper than that if you don't want to use them things. If you don't need those things, like let's say that you got somebody that has the knowledge who's a director. You know what I'm saying? You can knock off of the shit. There go 10 grand right there. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody that already do your hair and makeup. You got somebody got clothing together. You catering it yourself. You know what I mean? It's ways to get it down way lower than that. But I'm just saying, if you want to set back on your ass, you know what I mean, and just pay for it, then you're looking at about 50.
But yeah, man, hey man, I'm glad you popped in, dog. I guess I'm getting hungry right now. I'm up here thinking about food for some reason, dog. But I'm glad you popped in, dog. I just wanted to come on and talk. But I'm glad we talked, man, because like if we could talk about these situations. Like I say, the temperature really don't rise. Maybe the oil level do. You know what I'm saying? But it's we could talk about these things. We on two different sides of the fence though, but it don't matter though because we still got love. It don't matter to me. I know you said. I know you didn't. Hey, dog, who is this dude you going at it with on Facebook? With?
Oh man,
I'm
it's
like, who is
it's
this
a
dude? I'm trying to
couple.
find him out, bro.
I don't let it. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not addressing none of them motherfuckers no more. But it's just when you know people and you expect things from them. You know what I mean? Like as a friend, like it don't have to be money. It don't have to be like I don't expect if I get into some shit, I can call you Sante and be like, "Hey, I need you to get my back on this." You know what I'm saying? You're not a shooter. You not a, you know what I mean? Type shit. So I would never expect that from you. But far as shit going on or saying something racist or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I literally caught wind of some shit. I seen somebody respond to something I stated. Like the one dude, I was posting those guys that like to put on the black outfits and the mask and go to different places, jump out the U-Haul. And he stated that if I'm posting that, why they can't be proud of who they are if I'm proud of being black. And I said it ain't nothing wrong with it, except for the fact that when you come out in the public and you telling me that I'm not shit, I'm not a person, and I should be eradicated. That's where the problem come in at. You know what I mean? So it was stupid for him to jump out there and say, but he did it. Now, what pissed me off is once I screenshotted it and put it in the group of these people, I ride the unicycles, the EUCs. It was only 4 or 5 people. Now this group
Oh
probably got a hell of a lot of people. You know what I mean? And they weren't offended by it. And that's what pisses me off is because black people is willing to say, "Oh, it's cool. It don't affect me directly." Why the fuck would you want to be riding with somebody that if something happened, and they start whooping your ass, they gonna let them whoop your ass or even join in on whooping your ass. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, it's a safety issue for me. I'm not that free with my life or my family or people around me. So if you feel that way, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you.
So he posed himself as somebody that you almost was, it sounded like y'all was almost cool or close. And then
Yeah,
he showed his colors to you. And
yeah, believe it or not, I was actually about to put this motherfucker in my movie. I wrote a scene in my movie where we was pulling up, like we did a drive-by on unicycles. And he was the only, now I won't take this from him.
Right.
As far as riding them unicycles, he's one of the baddest mofos I ever seen. He can ride that motherfucker backwards. He can turn around you know what I mean? So the scene, he was the only person that I knew that was talented enough to do the part that I wanted done, which is I had shot this dude and I looked back, he wasn't dead. He had to go back and get him. So he hit this little move and was going to go back and spring. Man, I cut that whole shit out of my movie.
Say he lost the part, only not the part, but also the scene.
Yeah. And we literally got a problem because I'm not one of those. You know what I mean? I'm not no bully or no shit like that. But me and that cat got a problem. He was coming on my page, messing with other people, commenting on what they were saying, all type of shit. So he was looking for something. You know, he was literally like, I don't mind. I'll jump on your shit and say something. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna come on your shit every day pressing you, doing, you know what I mean?
Agitating.
So yeah, so it is what it is. One of my other friends, he done, you know what I'm saying? He done jumped the fence, and it is what it is because a lot of people is insecure. These white people, I don't understand how black people get caught up in it. Now, from their side, I understand a little bit, but like, fuck it. Either you ride with me or you're not. You know what I mean? And it don't have nothing to do with Democrat or Republic for me. It has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with the fact of my safety and how shit is even going right now. And can't nobody sit up here and act like more shit ain't been happening. Police is being way more racist. They letting it be known. My son drives a motherfucking Dodge Charger with tinted windows. I hate that car. I hate it. It's just that I didn't want to break his spirit.
You turned over the keys to the mobile to him?
No, we got him a Charger.
Oh, okay.
I got a
you got
I got a Camaro.
Right.
Yeah, so you know that it's an unsafe. Like you don't want to limit your kids because of your insecurities, but I damn near almost should have had. I just don't want him. Now he play AAU basketball. His practice is in Detroit. I said, James, you can't even drive your car. So not only am I in fear for him getting stopped by the police, even though I told him how to conduct himself, our kids have to navigate through so much shit. They have to deal with the police. They have to deal with their peers. You know what I mean? So he has this specific car. If he park it in Detroit, it's quite possible they're going to steal it. That's the only car. It's no other car stolen more in the world than that and a Durango. But that's the car as a kid looking at all of this shit out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what they see and that's what they want to have.
You know what's crazy, dog? I had got me a car because me and you like nice things if we can get them. You know what I mean, to hold on to them. But I had to, I had to get like a little inconspicuous mobile. You know what I mean? Just because places I have to go. You know what I mean? Like let me jump in the just the regular joint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be. You know what I mean? It's like you said, you don't want to look like food. You don't want to even be tested. You ain't trying to dumb it down, but you kind of know what comes with. You kind of know what comes with the Charger. You kind of know what comes with the Camaro. You know what comes with the
I'm not driving it tonight. Yeah, I got to go to Detroit. I got to go downtown. Yes, I stayed it, but I don't even want to, like,
Yeah,
that's
you don't
another
even want to
thing.
drive it. I get it.
You know
I
what I
get it,
mean?
y'all. Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm not driving down there in that one.
Yeah. 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 But you know what? I mean, you know, sometimes, I mean, it's just, yeah. I get where you coming from with them with that, dog. I mean, because we even think about like that on our end as adults. Like, okay, let me just tone it down so we can get to where we got to get. You don't even want nobody looking at you nowadays like you even got nothing, bro. You know,
Yeah.
even if you ain't got nothing, it look like it. You know what I'm saying? So you look like even if you don't got nothing, you still got more than probably a lot of people. You know what I mean? So even if your car just a little bit more decent than the next person, this right now you just gotta keep your head on the swivel.
Oh
More
yeah,
now
and
than
that
ever.
motherfucker said all of that shit on Black History Month too. I was
Oh,
posting
the
all that
dude.
shit because it was Black History Month. So that made it 30 times worse in my head too. Now that I think about it, my blood pressure going up right now.
No,
I wish you
don't
wouldn't
let
even
that.
thought about it. But
Don't let that happen.
hey, but it's weird, man. I wish now, for the longest, I wished I was a different person. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't think how I think, and I was softer. But in this time and in this era right now, man, I'm glad I am who I am. And I'm glad my granddad did that shit to me and made me who I am and how I am. And I'd have never thought in a million years of the time that I needed to be that person if need be. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's anybody that's on here to see me or know me. I don't care if they in police, government, friends, religion. You know what I'm saying? They know what type of person I am. And whatever is necessary for my family to keep my family safe, whether it be letting putting people out my life or doing whatever is necessary, I'm gonna do.
Yeah, hey man, I noticed like the last couple of months, really the last month and a half, really, man. This has been an eventful 2025 for me, dog. It's been something. But I could say this, bro. I kind of done anything that I don't want. Look, anything that I got control over, because there's a lot of stuff we don't got control over in our life right now. Some things we just got to do. We got to do it. We don't like it, and we got to do it. But it's like anything that's in my life that I got control over that I don't want to do, or I ain't got to be a part of, or I don't do it. I don't anything that give me extra stress or some problems. If I ain't got to deal with it, I don't deal with it. If it ain't reaping no reward, no money, I take a little stress behind some bread. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's something that I got to do, me being in the position that I am in with the job that type of stuff I do, it's only temporary. If I'm dealing with somebody, it ain't long term. So, but I just tell you, you know what? If it's anything that I can keep my stress levels down, you know, and you know me, I'm to myself anyway. So it's like, you know, and be ready for problems when problems do arise, because you know what? Typically, when you mind your business, problems find you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you can't hide from the problems or whatever's going to occur. Just be ready. Just try to keep yourself prepared if a problem happens.
yeah. You and me both know
Yeah,
if I'd be a millionaire right now. If I didn't have the morals and standards that I have, I would be a millionaire right now.
yeah.
That's easy work.
Hey, but you know what, dog? It's like you right. Hey, bro, the game done changed so much now, though, bro. You can't even get away with it no more. You could for a little bit, but it's like you living the type of life you supposed to, bro. You ain't really I don't know, but you ain't lacking for nothing.
Right.
Everything that
No,
you
I'm referring to like deals and doing business with certain
okay.
people.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah.
could have
Okay.
had did some really big business deals, but I knew the
You know the
people
people.
weren't shit, or they was just trying to specific just use me to get to a certain point or a certain
Mm-hmm.
place.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you look at them. You know what I mean? But yeah, dog. Hey, thanks for popping on with me, dog. I guess I'm gonna find me some vittles, bro. And get me
Uh,
something to eat, man. And probably pop on here tomorrow. I ain't got nothing really planned this weekend, dog. I'm gonna get up and do a little bit of work. Hey, I'm starting gaming, dog. You remember I was used to get on and used to see you gaming, dog. I'm about to start gaming.
yeah, I still do it, man, but I don't be on Twitch or none of the other shit. We need to. I was telling my daughter we need to do that shit because that's who I play with now. I try to I figure out any way I can to spend time with my kids, whether they play a game I didn't even like. I start playing some shit and my daughter like?
What was that?
You know what I'm saying? And my daughter grown, 26. She about to be 26. She like Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
So now I play Fortnite with her damn near every night. Whether she on the road, she working, she flying, she take her game with her. You know what I'm
What?
saying? And that's still time that we spend together. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? They kids, I want them to get 18, get the fuck out my house. Man, nigga, please.
Hey, James, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you go, bro. But at one point, I was thinking like that, like 4 or 5 years ago. When y'all get 18, blah 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 blah. But something hit me, dog, and I don't know if I heard somebody say it, but I was like, dog, when your kids really leave, they kind of probably gone, ain't never coming back, most likely. You know what I
I,
mean? So
I
don't,
said we actually talked about it. It was us. It was me and you.
yeah, don't even rush it because when they gone, because I remember when I left, I never came back home. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I remember my pops and moms was kind of rushing me to get out, and dog, the day that I left, she was crying her eyes out, and my daddy was sad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now,
Mhm.
you know, so I had to think about it. I'm like, dog, when these jokers actually gone, dog, I'm gonna miss that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let
Yeah,
them stay.
we got to get rid of them old teachings, bro. That was just
Yeah,
old shit. That was just old teachings, though. It got to go.
yeah,
Got to go.
yeah. So these buggers, you know what I mean? They gonna get themselves together, and they doing good, man. And so I ain't got no problems with them, man. And when they go, they gonna go. But you know, I ain't gonna put no rush on them, dog, because usually I feel like in a way, by me being pushed out a little bit, I made some mistakes that I shouldn't have, that I could have avoided.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah, and the
saying?
point is for us to make the mistakes so they don't have to make the mistake.
Right. Yeah. So, but with that being said, dog, I'm gonna get with you, dog. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, man. If you want to
Nah.
pop on, pop. All right, bro.
All right, one.
Peace. All right, everybody. I'm about to go ahead and hit off this joint. Thank you for tuning in. We hit a couple topics. We talked about the school district. We talked about the hazing with the fraternity. We talked about, we talked about some politics. We talked about a couple of different things. So I'm glad that you popped in, watched with me, and now hopefully tomorrow come on. Hopefully James pop on if he free and he got time. It's always available for anybody and everybody to call in or come on however they want to. I'll send links. Put the phone number up. And we just have a good time, talk. We're going to disagree, man, and honestly, I like to disagree. Sometimes it's the highlight of my, you know what I'm saying, because I'm real laid and I'm real in the middle sometimes. So to be the highlight of just, you know, going back and forth with a person here and there. But with that, man, being said, y'all have a good night. Be safe. Be prosperous. Tomorrow, keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be made last because the last is always made